black officer treated differently because of his race. Welcome to my world where all is well. I'm the thinker who thinks the thoughts that create the things. I'm also the proud Queen Chief of Three Kings. Today is Wednesday, November the 8th, 2023. It's currently 11:47 hours. Former Covington Officer Files Lawsuit against CPD over alleged racism. It's Officer DeAndre McBee. Now, Officer DeAndre McBee says that things were done different before they hired this new chief. They hired this new chief, and he is the only officer who's ever been written up by this chief. Now, HR did their own internal investigation, and after that internal investigation, which HR did with the command staff of the police department, they found that most of the command staff said that they did fear that the chief targeted Officer McBee in a negative and targeting manner. Anytime she talked about Officer McBee, it was in a negative and targeting manner. Now, this is from the command staff at the Covington Police Department. Now, I don't know what happened and why they fired the HR, but the HR is no longer employed by the Covington Police Department. All she was doing was her job, but for some reason she's not there anymore. But Officer DeAndre McBee is alleging racism. He's been treated differently due to his race. He said the Covington Police Department is not a good environment for him to work in. He's very outspoken, and he said when he voices his opinion, he fears retaliation every time he's been written up for insubordination, unsatisfactory performance, which he says is all untrue. He says that his punishments are different from his white co-workers. He got written up for sleeping on the job, so he was suspended for 2 days without pay, and his shift was changed. And he know other white officers who did the same thing, and their shift was not changed. If you're gonna make a punishment, it should be the same standard punishment for everybody. But it reminds me when I was at my former place of employment. I remember I got written up as a sergeant for allowing one of my officers to chase a stolen vehicle. I believe the chase was successful because at the end we was able to return the vehicle back to the rightful owner, and we was able to capture the suspect. Now, at my former employer, they have, every time I work at night, I was hearing about chases that the officers during the day were involved in. And most of them were white officers. I have not been able to find that one white officer who has been written up for being involved in a chase, even though our SOP says we have a no chase policy. So I still don't understand it, make it make sense. I don't know, but he was punished differently, and I know the feeling because I went through that. I know the feeling. So to Officer DeAndre McBee, I just want to say thank you for having the courage to file a claim. I wish you well. The city attorney for Covington says all of your claims have been unfounded, which strikes to me as odd after HR did an investigation and said that the staff at the police department did say that they felt the chief talked about Officer McBee in a negative and targeted manner. Then she's terminated, and now the attorney is saying, the city attorney is saying your claims are unfounded. I don't know, but I wish you the best in this claim, this federal civil rights claim. I wish you the best. I wish you get every dime that you're asking for. It won't make you whole again. It's like when Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall. He was never the same again. That's how I feel with what happened to me by being terminated by discrimination. I feel like I'll never be the same again. But thank you so much for having the courage to file the claim. Wish you the best. I don't wish any hurt, harm, danger, or death to come upon you. To the citizens of the city of Covington, I wish you all the best. If you're a black male and feel like, well, I don't feel like he didn't say anything about his co-workers being racist when the thing, he was saying he was just treated differently and punished differently, I guess, from the chief or from the command staff. So I believe overall the Covington Police Department must be a good police department. They just end up maybe hiring the wrong chief, I'm not sure. But to the citizens of the Covington Police Department, if you see an officer, thank them for their service, especially if they're doing a great job. If not, like I say, ask for backup. Call 911 on 911. If they're putting you under arrest, do not. If they start yelling, stop resisting. You start yelling, I am not resisting, unless you are resisting. If you are resisting, then stop resisting. If you feel like your life is in danger, then do what you have to do to get out of a dangerous situation. To the Covington Police Department, thank you for your service. I don't wish any hurt, harm, danger, or death to come upon any officer at the Covington Police Department. I just want you to do better. That's all. Black officer treated differently because of his race. Officer DeAndre McBee, I don't know how you feel. I once wanted to be a chief of police, but I have no desire whatsoever at all to be involved with law enforcement again. As far as working at a police department, I feel like what I'm doing now for law enforcement will help make it better by exposing and bringing more awareness to these officers who've had the courage to file a claim. But to Officer McBee, if you do have the desire to be a chief of police one day, I pray that you could become the chief of police of Covington Police Department. And once you become the chief, get rid of anything that looks like, feels like, or smell like discrimination. And be a better chief than the chief that put you in a situation where you had to file a claim. And to the officers, once Officer McBee becomes Chief McBee, if you feel like he does anything discriminatory or anything, you do the same thing he just did. Have the courage to file the claim. All right? Thank you so much for liking. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for turning on that notification bell. Thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate you. I love you. I thank God for you. All is well. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And may my whole life prove that God is good.